What is that? Ugh, it's hideous!
So I like Dragon Ball Heroes. No, not that shit. Ew. I'm talking about the manga version of Heroes, which is actually pretty good. And if you're interested, I'll leave a link to a video covering it, and if possible, a link to some tweets if I can find them so you can read it for yourself. Anyway, my opinions on the Heroes manga aside, you saw the title, so let's discuss the idea of an actual faithful adaptation of Dragon Ball Heroes, and not that dog shit we've been getting. The first thing I feel is worth mentioning would be the possibility of an anime even happening in the first place. There are a few problems. The key problem being that a majority of the fans have a distaste for Heroes because of Super Dragon Ball Heroes being, like, awful. This distaste would be one of the main reasons that I see as an issue, since Toei wouldn't really want to waste resources on something if they thought the fans would hate it, in addition to not having like the promotional aspect that they have with Super Dragon Ball Heroes to incentivize them. However, if Toei put out a trailer with some good stuff in it, like maybe Vegings, Krenoa, Mechikabura, or Zeno Trunks in it, that could win over some fans, if only because of the amount of fan service. That though is only one issue. In order for this hypothetical Heroes anime to be as good as possible, it needs full-length episodes, which means Toei would need an extra time slot to put things, which they do not currently have, thanks to shows like World Trigger or Dragon Quest I. They could have a free time slot eventually, but there's really no telling when that could be. The final real issue as far as getting something like this off the ground, without getting into the show itself, would be the staff being dispersed into other shows. Even assuming that they cancelled/ended Super Dragon Ball Heroes and took that staff into this new Heroes anime, which I wouldn't necessarily want, because Yamamura, Super Dragon Ball Heroes' staff isn't exactly huge, and it is certainly not big enough to produce a 22-minute per episode series at the moment. Of course, the solution to this is simple. You either hire new staff or wait for the heavy hitters like Shida or Tate to be done with their work on other shows so they can work on Heroes. This is certainly an option, but it would delay the show even further, which, while that is better than it not happening at all, isn't very ideal. Now that the getting it to happen part is solved, let's shift gears into talking about the actual show itself, specifically the character designs that it would be created using. If you've been on Dragon Ball Twitter for a few months, which I would not recommend, you'll remember back to I believe a month ago when people were shitting on the designs from the manga, specifically the earlier ones from Dark Demon Realm Saga. I'm obviously not going to describe the whole thing to you, but to sum it up, people compared Nagayama's art to Toyotaro's art, and a whole debate ensued, with people calling it bad and on Dragon Ball, and if people thought that, they probably wouldn't pick up the show if the character designs were exactly one-to-one with Nagayama's art. Although in regards to the designs, this shouldn't really be an issue, depending on the circumstances behind the production. On one hand, if Toei decides they want to cancel Super Dragon Ball Heroes, this new anime could get stuck with Yamamura as its character designer, with his nasty looking designs that he used for Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Toei could circumvent this by just firing him, which is unlikely, seeing as they didn't do it when Dragon Ball Super Broly was looking for his character designer and they didn't want him. Or they could just demote him again like they did again with Super Broly, in order to get rid of that issue easier. On the other hand though, the option that I would much prefer would be if Toei asked Shintani to do the design, if he isn't doing anything right now. There is no guarantee that he isn't doing something right now, but if he isn't, and since the more work is most likely not being animated for a bit, I would want him doing it. Although in the situation that he can't, or just doesn't want to, I would be okay with them bringing in someone else to adapt Nagayama's art into a new character design. Preferably someone with lots of experience doing it, but I don't have anyone else really in mind at the moment. Just as long as it's not Tadayoshi Yamamura, I'll take literally anyone else. If you do have suggestions though, leave them down in the comments, and maybe while you're down there you can maybe press the like button and subscribe. That'd be neat. Okay, now that we have the basics of the production side of things figured out, let's talk narrative, meaning what exactly this new anime would adapt. I may be a little biased here, but I'd say the first arc should be Dark Demon Realm Saga. The reasons I choose this arc specifically would be it's a good starting point, since it introduces all the new characters like Xenogoku for example. It is a good length, and has enough fan service that it would be actually appealing to the people that were turned off, like me, to the Super Dragon Ball Heroes special episode, because they just kinda skipped everything and went straight into the rematch with Mechikabura. This arc does certainly have its fair share of problems, but they're minor enough that you can just fix it by adding an explanation. For example, and spoilers for Dark Demon Realm Saga, skip to the timestamp if you don't want the spoilers. That being the issue with GT and Future Trunks. For context, in Dark Demon Realm Saga, Krenoa finds Future Trunks traveling through time, kidnaps him, they fight Mira and Toa, lose, and so Krenoa summons warriors from specifically Trunks' past so that they can have a rematch. The issue here, she summons warriors specifically from Trunks' past. But here are some of the warriors that she summons. Zeno Goku, who can go Super Saiyan 4, and Zeno Adult Goten, who exists. Trunks should not know Goten exists, and certainly not that Goku can use Super Saiyan 4, but this could of course be fixed by adding an explanation, so moving on. Another story that the anime could cover, and it's a little off topic since the manga doesn't specifically cover this to my knowledge, is the story of Beat and Note. The reasoning for this is that there are a lot of people that like them and would love to see an adaptation of their story across the 4 Heroes games that they've been in. The main issue with either of these two picks comes down to the episode count Heroes would receive. If it's too low, the plot might be rushed, and if it's too long, then a bunch of filler would need to be added. In the end though, I think that an order of 10 to 14 episodes should suffice depending on which one Toei decides to do. If it's specifically Dark Demon Realm Saga, then it being 16 chapters, 8 to 10 episodes should work. Now, if they went the alternative route and decided they want to beat Note, who are in 4 games, remind you, so I'm not going to make a guess like how many episodes that would require. I'm guessing it'd probably be at least an arc or 2. I haven't played those Heroes games because I'm pretty sure most of them are exclusive to Japan. But if you somehow have, leave a guess down below for how many episodes do you think it would take for Toei to adapt it properly. In the end though, when it comes to Heroes getting a faithful adaptation, just like with Jocko the Galactic Patrolman getting an anime adaptation, it probably won't happen, and I'm still going to want it. But if maybe you want to help out in boosting the chance of this happening, you could like share this video, and maybe if you're feeling extra bold, maybe at Toei on Twitter or various other social medias to help out. That'd be neat. I'm not your dad, do what you want. Anyway, before I go, a little announcement. At some point in the future, I'll be changing my channel name and branching out the content a little bit. Currently, I don't know when exactly I'm going to do this, but it will be soon. And I'll probably make a video before I do it, just being like, hey, this is gonna be a thing. So be on the lookout for that in the future. And if this video is done on time, which I really doubt, because as of recording this video is 20 minutes long, and I don't think that I can edit down a 20-minute video in like 2 days for a day, because I want to read some more Steel Ball Run after I'm done with this. Anyway, if somehow this is done on time, happy end of 2020. This certainly has been a year, hasn't it? If this isn't done on time, then hi people from 2021. Is 2021 any better? Yes? No? It's even worse? Good to hear. Anyway, I have most likely for the last time been Nintendo Dragon Ball Super, and I will see you in the next video. Whatever the hell that is.